You are watching Urban Melanin Vibes, with another Urban Planetarium. This episode is about the remaining 4 planets that are still coming to a completion of their retrograding cycle for the year into the beginning of next year. Those planets are Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, and Uranus. First up is Jupiter. Jupiter retrograde in July 28 to November 23, 2022. Jupiter is the galactic gambler, the global nomad and the eternal seeker. The fastest spinning planet in the solar system, developments happen rapidly in this powerhouse's path. Jupiter's job is to push us out of our comfort zones and into uncharted territory, even if that means leaping before we look. Jupiter turns retrograde annually, napping in low power mode for 4 months. This year, the backspin takes place from July 28 to November 23, starting in Aries, then backing into Pisces on October 28 until December 3, 2022. As exciting as Jupiter's developments are, they can also be exhausting. The retrograde timeouts may come as a blessed relief, giving us a window to integrate all the rapid changes the planet has us striving to achieve. Jupiter retrograde in Aries until October 28, then Pisces. Next up is Mars. Mars retrograde, October 30th until January 12, 2023. Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini. The Mars retrograde sets the stage for a little bit of drama into the new year. Mars is the planet of war, action, and ambition. Pair that with Gemini, the sign of communication and interpersonal relationships, and you've got a recipe for chaos. However, don't freak out. This retrograde can actually help us in terms of how we communicate our desires, how we act on our goals, and how we exert our energy in relationships. The Mars retrograde allows us to think more critically about our thoughts, ideas, and projects into 2023. Mars is the planet that rules action, assertion, and drive, and when it stations retrograde, it tends to slow down our efforts. In the mutable air sign of Gemini, Mars is interested in taking action when it comes to communication, ideas, and opinions, but when in retrograde, misunderstandings are far more likely. Be mindful of how you're using your words, and the kinds of information you're sharing with others. Since Mars will be in Mercury's sign for the next few months, translating details and information will be highlighted, but it may not necessarily be accurate. Mars retrograde is a good time to slow down and reflect on the opinions and ideas you're sharing, to ensure that no confusion arises. Mars readies us to fight for what we hold dear. The red planet retrogrades every 2 years. Also Neptune. Neptune retrograded back on June 28 and will complete its retrograde orbit on December 3, 2022. Because of its distance from the Sun, Neptune has a huge orbit to make. It takes 165 years to complete its orbit. Every Neptune cycle shapes a generation, directing the music that moves us, the spiritual ideologies that resonate with mass culture, and the way we live out our dream. Since Neptune is further from the Sun, it affects us a little less than most retrogrades. However, with Neptune retrograding in its dreamy home sign of Pisces, it may be a little more powerful. Neptune is the planet of intuition, spirituality, and compassion, as well as dreams and higher consciousness. This retrograde will bring you more clarity in terms of your goals, hopes, and dreams. While things may have been foggy for a while, you'll feel more self-assured as we near the end of this transit on December 3. Neptune goes retrograde annually for about 5 months. These times can be deeply introspective times, but ones that require extra reality checks. You may feel like retreating or escaping from the world, which can be a healing process or one that lures you back to a destructive habit. Just this once can become the regretful last words when Neptune's in reverse. So make sure to have a few support systems so you don't give in to toxic temptations. With Neptune intensifying its boundary dissolving effect in its home sign of Pisces, that advice goes double. Finally, to complete its retrograding orbit is Uranus. August 24, 2022 to January 23, 2023, Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Because of its longer span, it's considered a generational planet, shaping the mindset of an entire age group. Since Uranus governs society and collective consciousness, its transits shape mass culture. Like all of the outer planets, Uranus has an annual retrograde cycle that lasts for approximately 5 months each year. During these cycles, progress can slow down to a grinding halt. Technology, which is ruled by Uranus, can be the source of trouble. Slow down and get conscious about your every move and your impact. Your interest in community work and activism may blossom as you do. Uranus is also the planet of chaos, disruption, and unexpected change, but don't be alarmed. Stationed in the grounded sign of Taurus, this retrograde is actually kind of a good thing. The Uranus retrograde encourages us to break away from the things in our lives that hold us back, and the changes we experience can actually push us into a happier and healthier direction as we enter 2023. Well, that's all for now, coming from the stars, planets and galaxy. Stay tuned for more Urban Planetarium. If you liked my vibes, then subscribe to my YouTube channel, Urban